what do you look for when hiring? Assalamu alaikum, it's Faisal, Muslim CEO, and I want to tell you a little bit of a story of there's a famous startup survey done in Silicon Valley. And what they sort of interviewed or did a survey of all of the kind of big successful startups, and they sort of monitored different things. Okay, so first of all, like, why are you recruiting and what are you looking for, and then also they monitored these people who they surveyed for the next sort of 5 or 10 years. I can't remember how long it was, and the results were quite interesting. What they've discovered is that there were three different types of hire. Obviously, this is a summary, but there's three different types of hire. The first was the professional. So this is like, if you think about people who need a coder, but this is like, what skills do you need for the job, and then recruiting accordingly, right? So as I said, like, you need someone as a software programmer or a coder or something. You would hire specifically for this particular type of software, etc. The second was the usual, so think about what Google would do or Facebook would do and stuff. Who's like the superstar, who's just graduated, the raw, high potential, highly intelligent, high ceiling for success, so they can mold them and create them into their own kind of in their own culture and all that stuff. After tons of testing, etc. So Harvard graduate, all that stuff. And then there's a third type. The third type was more centered around commitment, or are they a good fit for our culture? So it's very personality driven, looking at their types and all that stuff. And then they went on to monitor performance and length of stay and all this stuff. So which of the three do you think did the best? Obviously, most people would probably think, oh yeah, it's probably the graduate. They're obviously got the most potential and the most intelligent stuff. But actually, it was the person who was recruited who was the right fit from a culture perspective. And so it's quite interesting because most people sort of they would, first of all, everyone's preference would probably be, okay, yeah, let me find a young graduate who I can mold, or they'd say, oh, you know what, this is quite a high position, I need to find someone who's got the right skills. So they're very skills driven, or they're very grades or intelligence driven. And culture seems to be a thing that they throw in afterwards. Oh yeah, okay, and then when they get in, we'll make them fit. Actually, it's there's obviously all the data and stuff suggests that those who focus on getting the right fit, you can always train and coach and get them to achieve performance that you want them to do. So I think that's just something to bear in mind. I mean, how do you now get that into your recruitment process? So even for us, when we sort of discovered this, we've been doing sort of personality tests. There's a really good one called 16 Personalities that you can get your interviews to do. Another thing that we're doing is we've got values, and we've designed our interview questions around our values basically. And so then you can score them accordingly and stuff. So there's lots of different things that you can do to make sure that the guys that you're getting in, obviously they've got to hit they've got to tick the intelligence box to an extent, and they've got to tick the skills box to an extent. But at least this way you're prioritizing the right things and not just the things that everyone else does.